fan-made content for this Premier League season.
Bringing that real fan experience. Want to see some crazy?
Wherever you are in the world,
bringing you the latest opinions
and fan reactions.
Back again.
Welcome to FanPark Live.
Brand new shows every week.
UFF are going hard this year, you know. So make sure you lock in. Come on!
Real fan opinions brought to you by Wash and Go.
Welcome to the Monday night mass debate. And it's me, the voice of reason, Claude, joining me tonight. Look, oh my, it's my first night performing. Joining me tonight is Devo from Neek Sports. Welcome to Football Banter Show. Yeah. And it's Ramon from
Neek Sports.
Neek Sports. Right, yes, let's get into it tonight. We're going to talk about Alexis Sanchez. What's happened to Alexis Sanchez? We're going to talk about Arsenal, right? I'll tell you what we're going to talk about Arsenal. Can Ramsey and Ozil play together? Can they play together? And we're going to go on about the title. Is it already a two-horse race? Right, gentlemen, good evening, yeah?
What's happening, mate? You all right?
And it's three Gooners in the building.
Yes,
yep.
yes.
Let's talk about Alexis Sanchez.
Please.
Let's go for it.
What's happened to Alexis Sanchez? So start with you, Devo. What's happened to him?
You know what? He was poor towards the end of his Arsenal career as well. So it's not like it's just happened overnight. There was a lot of talk about burnout and him not having any rest throughout pre-season. He had Copa America, World Cup, all of this kind of stuff. He's now had a complete pre-season because he's retired from international football. Again, does his style of play suit Man United? It doesn't look like it. I just think, I said this years ago, even when he was at Arsenal, when you play the kind of style of football he does, which is non-stop, sooner or later you're going to burn out. And I think his career, you know, the length of career he's going to have is going to be shorter than someone else because he's gone non-stop for best part of, 6 years?
Yep.
Non-stop. And it's going to, generally, you're going to burn yourself out. And I think that's what we're seeing now, is that he's burning himself out. He doesn't have that same kind of burst of pace that he used to have. He looks quite lethargic on the ball. I mean, he still gets his work rate. He still moves around the pitch, but he hasn't got that acceleration and that burst that he had when he was at Arsenal and when he was at Barcelona.
Does he also, I'm going to come to you, Ramon. Does he also have a problem with other players as well? I noticed at Arsenal there was a bit of a rift with certain players. Do you think that's another problem with him?
Potentially. It's difficult to understand because, as Devo was saying, he's had the whole pre-season. He knows the players now very well. He's been there for a few months now. So you can't say he doesn't know them well or he doesn't know the manager well enough. He's been there for ages now. No World Cup. He should be fit and firing. But you said it could be an issue with the players. It could be an issue with the manager. You know, we've always had Mourinho never knowing players sometimes come out and say that, you know, he's not necessarily the best coach. Sometimes he gets the wins out of the team, but is he the best manager? We don't know. What we do know is that he hasn't scored a goal since March? Is it March?
Swansea.
March, yeah, Swansea last year. And I mean, even Alexis Sanchez at Arsenal, you'll know, Claude. Even if he didn't put in the best performances, he's scoring at least once every 2-3 games. You know what I mean? And at Man United, he's not. And last week, I was talking to Neeks and the Man United fans. They didn't even want him to play. They wanted to see Martial, Rashford, drop Sanchez.
Yeah.
And you know what's...
Man United fans, get on the phone to us. 0203 606 0315. We want to hear from you, yes? Have you got a Man United fan on?
Bring him on.
Let's do it.
Good evening, sir, and welcome to the Monday night mass debate. Oh, I said that wrong, didn't I? Right. What is your name, sir?
Hello, this is Daryl from Middlesbrough. I'm a Man United fan.
All right, mate. How you doing?
Daryl, is it Daryl?
Yes.
Yeah. What's your point, sir? What can you?
Look, well, tomorrow night, you know, United are against Derby County. It's a tough game. For me, I don't think Sanchez or Martial should start. I don't see much in either of them. I noticed you were saying about Alexis Sanchez, and for me, Sanchez doesn't show he's worthy of being in the United squad. I mean, it's not the Alexis Sanchez that we used to seeing at Arsenal.
Okay.
And you know that's what a lot of fans were saying. A lot of fans, like at the start of January and stuff, when we actually signed Sanchez, United fans were expecting Sanchez to be the Sanchez from Arsenal.
But what Sanchez are you talking about? What Sanchez are you talking about? The one that finished at Arsenal, the one that started?
It's the same Alexis Sanchez, isn't it?
No. What I'm saying, that his form did drop towards the end of his stay at Arsenal. I know where you're coming from, though, but is he really a team player? That's what I'm asking you, sir.
No.
Not in your opinion.
I think when you look at Sanchez, he doesn't play well because Jose Mourinho plays the wrong system. I think it's all down to the system that Jose Mourinho plays.
But I mean, you say that. I mean, but I guess in pre-season he did look good as a striker. Apparently, that's what the Man United fans have been saying. He started the season as a striker, maybe for one game when Lukaku wasn't there. It didn't work. So Mourinho, I think he went back to type. But, I mean, if you haven't scored since March, can you really blame the system? I mean, you've had so many chances in so many different positions, and it's not worked in either one. Is it come down to form, or is he actually still good enough to be playing at a top level?
I'd like to say so. But I think, in my opinion, then the way he's going to play, it's going to be down to Jose Mourinho. There's a lot of players in the United squad who don't like playing under Jose Mourinho because of the way his tactics and the way the system he plays. And I think in the future he'll definitely be a good player. But I think we'd have to change manager to probably Zinedine Zidane or something for that to actually happen.
Even Paul Pogba today come out and said he doesn't like the way Manchester United play. Not attacking enough, he says. And it was a little dig at Mourinho there, I think.
I don't think it was a little dig. It seemed like it was a big dig.
Anyway, thank you for your call, sir.
Yeah, cheers.
It's funny because if you got Rashford, Martial, Sanchez, Lukaku, on their day, four of the best attacking players, that we have in the Premier League. I'm not saying they're the best, but when they're on form, Martial is on fire. Do you know what I mean? Rashford, we saw what he can do for England.
Yeah,
and it's just like under Jose. Jose's obviously always known for having quite a resolute team. Obviously do all the part of the bus, all that sort of stuff. And you kind of 1 or 2-0 up, and that's as far as you can kind of go. But surely strikers of that quality should be stepping up. And we saw against Wolves, it wasn't even the striking. It looked like they couldn't even get the ball off.
Having said that, you can't underestimate Wolves. I thought they've been a very impressive start to the season.
Definitely.
And they've performed really well on Saturday. I thought they were fantastic actually. And
no one can
you've got to give credit to Wolves as well for that, for a really good performance.
Yeah. They're going to give a lot of teams trouble this season. Wolves, they're a very good side. They've been playing the same way since Santos got there, and they were very good in the Championship. They've kept the exact same ethos. They come into the Premier League, and you can see that they think and they believe that they belong in the Premiership. They're not scared of anyone. They will go at anyone, and to go to Old Trafford and put in the performance they did, it shows just how good they are as a
Could they make top 6?
I want to go that far. That's a bit much. But I think
you say that, but it's happened before where teams have come up. Even Leicester City, everyone wrote them when they went on to win the title that year, didn't they? So you can't write teams off too quickly.
Well, Phil Neville said last night that he thinks Wolves are the best team to ever come up from the Championship.
Yeah, but having said that, it's early days.
It is very early.
We've only got 6 games into the
Well, let's see, because they've picked the same team for every game. They haven't had an injury, so let's see how injuries
6 games
and fatigue. They're going to have to burn out at some point. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Fingers crossed. That top 6 is going to look a bit suspect for us.
Yeah. We're moving on now, and I'm going to go on to Arsenal, my favourite subject, as you all know. And what hit me over the weekend was Aaron Ramsey and Mesut Ozil. Can they play together? I'd like to hear from Arsenal fans on that. 0203 606 0315. Give us a call, Arsenal fans. Devo.
Yeah.
I was thinking at the weekend, watching the game, these two don't work together for me. Is that your opinion?
I think they have the tools to work together. I think they're as footballers, they're intelligent enough to work together on the football pitch. I think it all comes down to where Emery wants to put them, and if he's going to give them the freedom to kind of just work off each other, if you know what I mean. So where we have Lacazette, Aubameyang, Ramsey and Ozil, they're 4 very good footballers who are very intelligent, and if given the freedom to play their game, can be very effective. But if you're asking them to fill into a certain system and keep a certain shape, then perhaps if Ozil's not really, pulling his weight, Ramsey's probably going to try to do too much. They'll get in each other's way, if you understand what I mean. So I think really with Ramsey and Ozil needs to be in the middle.
Yeah,
you can't have Ozil out wide. He has to be in the middle. Ramsey can do a job out wide. It's not his preferred position, but he can do it. Ozil must be central. I don't think you can have... If you're going to have Ramsey there, you just have to say to him, look, interchange. Interchange. Just float around, interchange. Do what you need to do to be dangerous.
I just feel that they both... When they're both playing, that Ozil drifts out wide. And I think Ozil's better in that position. I just feel that they can't. It doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work. And I think that what we do lack is width, proper width in it. Okay, we got an Arsenal fan on the line. Let's see. Good evening, sir. Welcome to Maths Debate. I hope I said that right. And what's your name, sir?
I can hear you loud and clear, and it's Daniel.
Hello, Daniel. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Before we go any further, I do want to just say I'm a big fan of yours, Devil. I love all the work that you do. If anyone doesn't know about the Paul Banter Show, you should definitely check you out because you're one of the funniest guys on YouTube, and they should definitely follow you on Twitter as well.
I appreciate that.
He's not funnier than me, though, is he?
We'll have a joke contest later.
You're a close second, Claude.
Oh, right. That's okay. All right. I'll let you off there. Can you what's your point, sir? Let's hear what you got to say.
I did want to talk about Chelsea, but you know what? We can't touch on Arsenal because I did just hear you guys talking about on the net. I'm right. So I didn't actually watch the Everton game, unfortunately, but I've watched a lot of Arsenal over the last, pretty much my entire lifetime. And definitely in 2018, one of the things that I've gathered watching them is that they've struggled to really control games. I'm not sure what you guys are playing on nets is, but I saw the highlights. I don't consciously that I was watching the game, but I did see the highlights. And I looked like they had a lot of trouble in the game in terms of controlling it. You obviously need to check to bail you out quite a lot, and I feel like I want to know what you guys feel Arsenal need to do to fix that issue, because I don't feel like that's because as much as you are on a good winning streak now, so there's still issues there that's going to stop you from getting into the top 4. That's your main aim, because I thought you're good to finish 6th, but I feel like you need to be aiming at least a little bit higher than that, or certainly I don't feel the way you're playing is good enough to win the Europa League, in my opinion. But I want to know what you guys think about that.
See, Daniel has got a point, actually, because on Sunday, I thought for the first 60 minutes, I thought Everton controlled the game. Yeah. But for poor finishing, they could have been well, and Peter Cech having won what I thought was his best game for the club on yesterday. And for poor finishing, I think Everton could well have come away with a win. But what was crucial in the game is that we had 2 strikers that knew where the back of the net was, and we got away with it. But there are issues, because how we got a clean sheet yesterday, I could never know. But Daniel has got a good point. What do you, Ramon?
I think it's weird with Arsenal. Obviously, we're in a new era now under Emery, and so we're moving in a different direction, I think. And we may not be the Wenger football where Arsenal kept the ball for long periods of time, which in the end was brilliant at the start, but towards the end didn't really help us keeping the ball because we couldn't break teams down. Whereas it's early days, as you say, but I find under Emery we're scoring a lot of goals on the counter attack, so we're kind of letting other teams have the ball a lot more than we're used to. But like on that goal that we scored on Thursday night when Mickey grabbed the ball straight to Iwobi, Aubameyang back of the net. Do you know what I mean? We're seeing a lot of that fast play, and for people like Aubameyang and Iwobi that have the pace to do that, that's perfect for us. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like when we go forward under Wenger and we had the ball, it was side to side. It was going, right to Bellerin and back across to Monreal, and couldn't get the ball across because maybe didn't have the best crosses of the ball either. And so, but it may be that we're giving up possession, but at the end of the day, 4 wins out of 4 in the Premier League, and I think of the last 4 in the Premier League, and we're moving into, we're getting the results.
Well, that's true, and I totally agree with that point. Yeah, very good. Thanks for your call, Daniel.
Sure, no worries. Take care, guys.
Thanks
a lot. Cheers. See you later, buddy.
Cheers.
That's a point. Yeah, that's
but to be fair, I think even under Wenger, we weren't controlling games.
Yeah,
we haven't controlled games for a long time.
Yeah,
we kind of lost that Arsenal identity that we had under Wenger for like the last 2-3 years. It's kind of disappeared, and I think now you can see I wasn't Emery's biggest fan. I'm not gonna lie. When he was appointed, I wasn't too happy.
Well, I thought we were taking on Dick. Anyway.
So, but I think now you can see that he has a identity in the way that he plays football, and he's trying to enforce that slowly but surely. You can see that it's coming in, but game by game we're getting better and better at it. He only has a 2-year contract though.
Yeah.
So will he be able to see that out and actually build, the
I was going to ask you
philosophy
guys,
that he wants?
Do you think we could play Aubameyang more closer to? Would that help? If we played him more closer to.
I think it's difficult because at the same time we need width. So it's like we need them together. But
then we got Iwobi for that. We could have Iwobi with width, couldn't we? I mean,
yeah, but that's the thing. At the moment, he's obviously playing Ramsey and Ozil, and I don't think that's working. I don't think that's working. Especially for Ramsey.
And that's my problem because with that we lack width because of that.
Yeah.
But if Ramsey wasn't playing, it would most likely be Mkhitaryan.
That's the problem. That's what I was going to say. He's another. He likes to play central, but he's more wide than Ramsey. Yeah. He'll definitely stick more wide than Ramsey. Yeah. But as you say, it could be a chance for Iwobi to shine if he given a chance. He did very well against Chelsea. Yeah. And I think he could thrive under playing with someone like Lacazette and Aubameyang, who we haven't had, as a strike force for.
I think he's improved a lot. I think he's built himself up a bit.
Yeah,
and I think he's improved a lot. Yeah.
He looks confident.
I'm starting to look at it. I wasn't his biggest fan, by the way, as everyone will know.
Remember when Iwobi first broke onto the scene?
Exactly.
He had that confidence, and that's now you can see it coming back.
It's coming back.
Claude, I got a question on here from someone on the UFF channel. He said, "What's your thoughts on Ty saying that Arsene Wenger would have won the league this season?"
Which league? Which league? Is this fantasy football?
Ty said that.
I actually saw that. Oh my God.
So Ty said if Wenger was still in charge now, not last year, but this season, and if the players knew this was his last season, he could win us the Premier League.
And it's bullshit. Yeah. We would have won 4 games on the trot under Wenger, wouldn't we? Yeah, absolute rubbish, man. I don't know where he's coming from. Maybe something more in that bottle than what we expected.
That was from Chronic Fire the second.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
There was another comment on here saying, King James V said Ozil needs to play number 10. He's not good out wide, and he needs to play behind the strikers.
Yeah, well, exactly. I
100% agree with that.
I think, and it's obviously there's a lot of talk about Ozil again this week about how is he better than Eriksen, and has his career been a success at Arsenal? He's had a couple of good seasons at Arsenal, definitely. The second season was brilliant. He was it was fantastic, I thought, and I think he does get criticised quite harshly. And obviously it's all about how he looks and how he doesn't track back and that sort of stuff. Yeah. But if you play him number 10, you don't necessarily need him to always be coming back, but when you're playing him out wide, if you know that one of his fortes isn't going to be tracking back, then you're losing something, and Bellerin's going to be having 2-on-1s all the time. So stick in number 10, put someone who wants to, like Iwobi, wants to be up and down, tracking back, and
that's what
only benefit.
That's the only thing I've got with Emery at the moment. And why did he take so long to bring Lacazette in as well? Why? I'm asking these are the questions I want to know about Emery. Why is Torreira only just starting games?
I think he's being quite careful with Torreira. I think obviously he's just coming because he wasn't even in Europe too long, was he, at Sampdoria?
Yeah.
So he's just come in. I think he's just trying to make sure that it's not too much too soon. I think Torreira will have a run in inside now, and he will play well. I just wanted to go back to the Ozil thing as well. And what I was saying about Ozil before is now with all the moving parts we've got, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Mkhitaryan, we should see a very good season from Ozil. I think we're going to see a good season from him.
We've got another Arsenal fan on the line. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Monday Mass Debate. Oh, I said that wrong again, and I keep saying
That's
it wrong.
Right. Monday Mass Debate, yeah.
Mass
Debate.
There you go.
Right, here we go, yeah. What's your name, sir? Can we have your point, please? Hello?
I think you scared him off.
Hello?
No, scared him off.
Who we got on the line? Charlie Chaplin? Hey?
We've got
maybe you are funnier than me.
Another Arsenal fan here has asked Claude, shall we play Leno or Czech in goal after last week's performance?
I thought Czech had a brilliant game. If he could be consistent, I wouldn't move him out. But I still got a bit of worry about his kicking. That's all. But his shot stopping was superb. In fact, that's the best game I've seen him play since he joined the club. But I've got him on the line, but I can't hear him.
Yeah, it's not coming through.
He's not coming through.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
He's gone. Until next time, buddy.
Well,
yeah, you see,
that was Charlie Chaplin from Islington.
Yeah, you see, because I think Leno's actually should be a number one. I think.
Oh, here we go.
He's coming. He's coming back. I think.
There we go. We're back.
Good evening, and welcome to the Monday Mass Debate show. I've got to be careful how I say this because people might think different things. Can I have your point, sir? What's your name and can I have your point?
Yeah, my name is Aaron. So, are you not still on that Sanchez topic?
You can talk about Sanchez if you want.
Talk about Sanchez if you want, but we were going on to a better team than that. But anyway, let's talk about Alexis Sanchez. Yeah, what's your point?
Yeah, my point was laying the blame. I don't think the blame is him. I think the blame is on Mourinho, because if you look throughout his career, this guy, when it comes to a lot of attacking players, they seem to go wayward when he becomes manager of them. He started from the time he started at Chelsea with players like Ian Robben. Like, if you think about it, Didier Drogba really became himself when Mourinho left. If people was watching football back then, they wanted to sell Drogba when Mourinho was manager because they said he weren't performing.
First
season,
as
Mourinho leaves, he becomes a totally different player. Same thing when he went to Real Madrid. Same thing when he was at Chelsea and when they went down. And Antonio Conte takes over the season after, and they win the league. So when you look, he has a track record of really a lot of attacking players just going wayward when he's managing them. So I think Sanchez is not still performing, but it's not just Sanchez in Man United. It's Martial, it's Pogba, it's Rashford. I don't think Lukaku ain't as good as he was when he was at Everton. So when it comes to a lot of, I think he's a better defensive manager than he can do. I don't think he does well with attacking players, no.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone knows Mourinho's a better defensive coach than he is an offensive coach. Has been for a long time, probably since Inter Milan. Even at Inter Milan, he was very defensive. But the first time he was at Chelsea, they were flying forward. But ever since then, I think most of his teams have been defense first. In terms of him stunting attacking players, that's a big statement. He's had some of the best attacking players in the world. But I understand his point. Yeah.
But he's had, okay, tell me 3 attacking players that Jose Mourinho has had that has flourished individually. You tell me that right now.
When he won the Champions League with Inter, he had Malotto.
Yeah, who was their attacking players?
Yeah, Malotto was made to look world class in that season. He didn't do much else.
I thought Hazard had this. When Hazard played under Jose the second reign at Chelsea, he was brilliant. Whether that's through Jose or not, I mean. He was. I mean, he's obviously one of the best. He's a world class player. Yeah. But definitely when Chelsea won the league under Jose, Hazard was on fire.
Oh, right.
But I think it's fair to say about Martial, especially. It seems Martial was, before Sanchez was signed, Martial was flying. He was on form, and then all of a sudden to be shunted out of the team to bring in Alexis, which, as we know now, has backfired. But that had to be a massive dent for Tony Martial.
Do you think he bought Sanchez just to spite Wenger? I wonder. You know what I mean? It didn't seem. It seemed like that to me.
You know what the thing is with Man United? Sometimes you're not sure if they're signing these players for the team or for the commercial aspect.
Well,
there's other things at play other than just this players for my team.
As you say, they had the players there with Martial. Did they really need Alexis Sanchez? No. I wonder whether they really needed him.
But maybe they just needed entertainment in the dressing room.
I mean, it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion, but I think he wanted to get back at Wenger for the way he took check off Chelsea. And he was still not. I don't remember. He wasn't very happy about that.
Yeah,
but that's only my opinion.
I think Jose Mourinho is obsessed with Arsene Wenger. If you ask me.
Well, we all know that.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why he's on this little downward spiral now. He's got nothing to. No one to wind up anymore. So now he's just giving up on football altogether.
It's amazing. When he came to the end, Wenger, that he gave him a big hug, didn't he? Yeah, because he was no threat anymore. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for your call, mate.
Okay.
Take care, yeah?
Cheers,
Take
thanks.
care. Thank you. Lovely guy. Great call. Yeah, so let's move on now. I want to move on here, right?
Yep.
My next thing I want to talk about, the way Man City and Liverpool are going at the moment. I know it's 6 games gone, and but the way they're winning their games and very good. I mean, especially Liverpool at the back have really tightened up. They're not hardly conceding the goal. I don't know how many goals have they conceded this season. I think about 1 or 2.
Yeah,
I think it's 2
all season. All season. Are we now talking about a 2-horse race, or can one of the other two get? Because I was very impressed with Spurs, and I hate to say it, I'm honest. I was very impressed with their performance at Old Trafford. But after that, they've fallen away a little bit, and
they spursed it out.
Yeah, they were back to fight.
But and Chelsea have started flying, but I don't think they've really played anyone specifically great, have they? I mean, Arsenal, apart from Arsenal, but even Arsenal are not brilliant at the moment, are they? And so, can we really say that? Can we really say this is a 2-horse race, or is it too early?
You know, I would say they are probably one level above anyone else in the league. City, you know what they did last season. They had that one blip away to Wolves, which a lot of teams are going to struggle at, as we spoke about earlier. But I think Man City are blowing teams away, and they're doing it with relative ease. Everyone's talking about Liverpool because obviously they've won so many in a row, but City are literally, their goal difference is plus 16 already. They are blowing teams away. Aguero looks fit and ready. Mahrez has got 2 at the weekend. He's not even kicked a ball all season. Sterling's still doing it. Sane's just carried on from where he left off last season. They're doing all of this without De Bruyne, who's supposedly the best player in the league. Defensively, they look good as well. So I think, Man City and Liverpool are a level ahead of everyone else. I think it will be those two. Although I do want to say with Chelsea, one thing that makes me believe that they might still be up there at the end is they always perform in the first season under a new manager. Always. But having said that, Sarri's never won a trophy in his life.
How about you, Ramon? I mean, how do you see it? I mean,
I do think Man City will win the league, but you cannot rule Chelsea out this title race for me. Chelsea fans, and I got one in my ear telling me that you can rule them out. But Chelsea fans will play it down. Now, we're not in the title race. They did it 2 years ago after they finished like 10th in the league and were like, we're not in the title race. You lot are going to win it. And then they won the league. So you can't rule out Chelsea every other year in the title race. You know, next year, I'll rule them out straight away. But this year, you can't. I mean, the only thing Chelsea lacks for me is a goal-scoring striker. And I don't think Giroud and Morata will maybe get enough goals to get them to win the league. But Sarri's telling us that Hazard can get 40 goals this season. He said that he's the best player in Europe. So for me, you can't rule them out. All right, I know you said they ain't played no one big, and the big test is Liverpool next week. But the first 5 games, they won it. Maybe not playing the best football, but they won it. Against West Ham, they dominated the game possession-wise. But if they had a cutting striker, they would have won it. I mean, Fabianski was probably man of the match as well in that game. So that shows you how much they did dominate the game. But I think Chelsea will... What they'll do is they'll grind out wins. They'll win 2-1, 1-0, and the odd 3-4-0. But they'll grind them out throughout the season. And they'll slowly be in and around Man City and Liverpool.
So you see Chelsea up there. I mean, I can see... I can't
rule them out.
Mind you, Man City, I mean... I'm looking at Arsenal's performance at Cardiff, where we seem to struggle to
win.
And they just blew them away, and it's just shows you where we are at the moment, doesn't it? I mean, but also, we've got a long way to go, haven't we?
Liverpool. Let's talk about Liverpool. I mean, they're playing some... I mean, they still don't look like they're
not as clinical as they were, but they're defending so well at the moment.
But Van Dijk got injured at the weekend, didn't he? I'm not sure if that looked like a serious injury or just a little knock or whatever, but if he's missing from the team, I imagine that the team is nowhere near the same level. That guy is a colossus. I weren't too sure when they signed him. It was like 75 mil. I think Southampton have done you there, but it looks worth every penny.
I heard today that our chief scout Steve Rowley at the time told Wenger to turn that down. £12 million he was offered, and he said he's not good enough for Arsenal. And well, the rest tells the story, doesn't it? I mean,
the thing is with Liverpool, right? their fans are gassed, and they're right, and rightly so. They got the Champions League final last year. They're rightly so. I give them that. They can talk the talk, and I go into it and all I see is Liverpool all day, every day. It's Liverpool, Liverpool, Liverpool. That's what they're talking about.
But you know what I don't like? They were doing that when they was finishing 8th.
That's the thing.
Liverpool
fans love to talk, and they always think that they're going to get a step further than they are. And they were telling me last year they will win Champions League. They weren't. They're going to win. It's their year. It's their year. And then they went quiet for a summer. And now they're back telling me that they're going to win the league again. Liverpool, man, just wait.
But then
just
again,
wait. I was saying, just wait.
Kendrick Lamar.
Then
take
again,
it easy,
Leon showed the other night that Man City can be beaten.
Yeah, Man City definitely can be beaten, and I think they're obviously going to struggle to get what they did anywhere near last year. But they still have the quality that they did. Mahrez came and scored his first 2 goals. Now he added to that magnificent attack already.
Yeah.
So with City, if Sterling goes injured, even Sterling and Sane get injured, they still got Aguero, Jesus, and Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, David Silva. De Bruyne's not even here yet. For me, if Liverpool have an injury to Salah, Mane, and Firmino, they don't look the same.
Man, like
I know
Solanke.
Sturridge did well. I know Solanke's not even on the bench.
Man, like Solanke.
Solanke's not even on the bench. Sturridge did well in Europe, but to hold it over a course, we've seen Van Dijk injured. We'll see how that affects Liverpool now. And like you said, it's still early days. They've done very well. 6 wins on the trot. I hope Chelsea win next week. Mate. I hope they win.
No, but that's going to be a massive test for Liverpool.
Yeah,
that is going to be a massive test because people are going to be really looking at Liverpool in that game, saying, "Right, what have you got? Chelsea are a big team. What have you got? Can you beat one of your closest rivals?" If they do win that and they put down that marker, then let's see where they can finish up at the end of the season. But it's going to be a very interesting game. Very interesting.
Let's have your calls on this. 0203 606 0315.
Yeah.
Do Arsenal think they're in with a chance for the title? Let's see, Arsenal fans, you still think? Let's have a look. Who's calling now? Let's have a look. Hello and welcome to the Monday Mass Debate. Did I say that right? And what's your name, sir? What's your name, sir?
My name's Callum. I support Scarborough, but I just wanted to make a point.
Scarborough. Brings back memories, my friend. The fog. The fog in the League Cup. That brings back memories. Nigel Winterburn.
Yeah.
Right, that brings back the memories, doesn't it? Scarborough, yeah. So what's your point, sir? What do you want to talk about tonight?
I just wanted to talk about how, I know you go to every game for Arsenal and all that. I just wanted to know what are your feelings on going to the Molineux against Wolves? Are you thinking bring it on, or more we might get turned over here? No.
Oh, that's a good one. I'll put that one to you first, Dev, and then I'll answer it.
I reckon most teams are gonna not be scared of going to Molineux, but they're gonna be thinking, right, this is gonna be a tough test for us. I think, as I said earlier in the show, Wolves are a very good side. Nuno Santos has got them playing a very good brand of football. They've got Ruben Neves, for me, is the best player outside the top 6. How Wolves signed him in the Championship. Ruben Neves is
the best player outside the top 6.
Best player outside the top 6. I don't know how Wolves managed to sign him in the Championship.
That's cool.
Unbelievable signing. This guy captained Porto in the Champions League at like 19, and now he was playing in the Championship. Crazy. He's a very good player.
The goalkeeper
as well.
Rui
Patricio is a good goalkeeper as well, and I like the fact that he wears number 11. I like that. That's different, quirky. Love it. Diego Jota is a very good player as well. I think Wolves are going to trouble a lot of sides. Arsenal, obviously, we didn't travel very well last season. We've won the game away this season already, so hopefully we could keep that up. But when is the game at Molineux?
Listen to me, right? We struggle to beat Cardiff, so Wolves could be really tough.
Yeah, and Cardiff were on loan from the Championship.
Man, that should be that will be a tough test.
We won't be the only team to struggle.
I don't know when we're playing them, so I have not really looked at the fixtures where we're playing them.
I think it's later in the season. Just play them at home first.
Well, that might be a bonus because maybe they might have tired by then.
The schedule's for 16th of March.
Okay.
16th of March. So that could be a bonus because they might have tired by then and they might be on their last legs. Let's hope that. So, and then we can go there and get 3 points, yeah? But about Scarborough this year, want to talk about Scarborough? How are they doing this season?
Well, we're third in the league below the Conference North, so we're all right.
Oh, wow.
You would have beaten that Ukrainian side the other night. You definitely would have beaten that Ukrainian side that we played the other night.
They might have kept a clean sheet.
Well, I don't know because our manager is the non-league version of Jose Mourinho at the
Oh,
moment.
right. Well, say no more. And okay, sir, thank you very much for your call. Yeah,
mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Cheers. That's all right. I've got another call. They're coming in now. Let's have a listen to this one. Good evening and welcome to the Monday Mass Debate. What's your name, sir, and what is your point?
Hello.
Hi, Cloud. It's Russell.
Hello, Russell. How are you, sir?
I'm alright. I support Manchester United, but I just wanted to share a few thoughts on the debate of the night.
Okay, what's your thoughts, sir? What's your thoughts? Come, let's have some good, interesting thoughts.
Yeah. So I tend to agree with the boys. I think Liverpool do not have the squad depth for us to be, I don't know, giving them the title already after 6 games. I think they were spot on. You know, the attacking players of Liverpool are absolutely brilliant. But if anything happens to any one of them, it just changes the whole mechanism of the team in terms of how they play and how they perform. So I don't know. I'm a bit reluctant to give them the title this early.
No, well, no one's giving them the title. No one is giving them the title yet. We're just debating whether the top 2 are really far ahead at the moment. That's all we're debating. We're not giving any titles yet.
Definitely not. Definitely.
Man City are in the mix as well. Remember?
Let's not give the Scousers reason.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, yeah, I understand, but well, if in that case, then we might as well include Watford, because I think they've been brilliant the first 4 games.
Oh, don't say that. We're playing them next week.
Manchester United, and we're not talking about them because we easily assume that because it's Watford, they're just gonna fall off. It's a bit risky considering what happened with Leicester City, for example, just 3 years back.
So where do you think?
I don't know what you guys think.
Where do you think Watford are going to finish this year? What are you expecting from them? Because I mean, the reason we're not talking about them is because I guess none of us expect them to finish in the top 6. But do you expect more from them? Do you expect them to finish in Europe?
No, I don't. Because I expect them to fall off at some point. But I don't know. I just think we should broaden our debate and maybe include Wolves and Watford, because I feel like a lot of big teams are going to lose points against these teams, and we're focusing so much on Liverpool, and I don't know if what happens to Liverpool when they lose a game. Are we all certain that they're going to bounce back and win the next game? Because I'm not sure.
You got a point
Liverpool
because
slipped up so many times the past 28 years.
You got a point because Man City dropped points against Wolves, didn't they? So you've got a point on that one.
We also have to remember the
United dropped points.
Exactly,
the fixtures that Liverpool have coming up. They still got really tough. I mean, obviously they've got Chelsea coming up. I think they've got City soon as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously with the Champions League games like that. So if they could get through this run of fixtures with maximum points, then you really got to look at them and say, wow, these guys ain't messing about.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree with that. I think if they come out of these games with the list 5 wins out of 6 or 4 wins out of 6, I think we should definitely look at them as title contenders. But at the moment, I want to see how Liverpool perform when they're under pressure. Same goes for Manchester City. Chelsea, I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, but I guess those are the 2 based on current form. I guess those are the 2. But I just think we should also keep our eyes open for a little slip up from Liverpool.
Yeah. Another thing as well with Liverpool, if they are going to be flying out, there's a different type of pressure when you're ahead and people are chasing you.
Yeah.
Can they cope with that pressure? Because they haven't had that for a long time. The last time they had that obviously was when Brendan Rodgers was there, and we all know what happened there. Are they going to be able to maintain and just withhold that pressure? Because Man City have been there and they've done that. They've done that.
What I like about Liverpool at the moment, is that they are the one weakness that they did have last season. They look like they fixed it, and that is the defending, and that's the one good thing about their. But as you say, it's very early days, and you know, you can't even. Let's not rule out the Gunners. They never know. They might come in with a. I'm dreaming, of course. Yeah, I'm dreaming. You never know. Who knows what can happen? Aubameyang might end up with 30 goals. Lacazette with 25. Who knows what can happen in football? Well, you never know, do you, mate? And we might keep.
I just wanted to say also quickly, if it's okay, something. The gentleman mentioned Liverpool, and if they'll be able to manage the pressure on top. I also want to suggest that maybe Manchester City might not be able to manage the pressure on top, considering that this would be sort of like their back-to-back season, and everyone will be keeping an eye on them to see if they can do it back-to-back. And I'm not sure if you can, you can stay top for the whole season and win it back-to-back. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like the season is going to be tougher than most people anticipate. Because a lot of the teams that came from the championship really, trying to prove that they can play with the big guns. And let's just keep everyone in the race for now, and maybe Jose can pull one off.
Okay, thanks very much for your call. Yeah, all the best, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Loud. Enjoy your evening. Thanks, guys.
Bye bye.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, he's opened it up a bit. He thinks that maybe we've gone a bit too early on this, and maybe he's right because there's only 6 games gone. But I'm just looking at the way the teams are actually playing. If you watch them playing, there's a more of the flow from Liverpool, Man City than there is about the other teams. Where I think the other teams look very disjointed, apart from Chelsea. And Spurs looked a bit disjointed in a couple of the games, and Arsenal, well, it's a work in progress, isn't it? Arsenal is a work in progress, as we all know.
I do think Liverpool have that. I think Liverpool and City have this fear factor. I think you can see it when teams play against them. They think, right, we're going to get walloped here. Do you know what I mean? When they step out, you can see teams are wary of them. I don't think any other team in the league has that. I think teams know they can get at Chelsea. They know they can get at Arsenal. They know they can get at Man United. But when they play City and Liverpool, they tend to have this little fear factor. It's like they're worried what's going to happen. If we step out, we might let in 3 or 4. Wolves obviously don't have that problem. But everyone else seems to be that little fear factor that Man United used to have back in the day, Arsenal used to have back in the day, Chelsea used to have that. We've lost that.
The quality is definitely there between them. But Man City and Liverpool's obviously, they've spent a lot of money, very wisely, I have to say.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, Pep done his work last season. You know, he only bought Mahrez in because he'd done all the work he needed to do last year. He probably looked at his squad and thought, I don't think I can improve this as much as I possibly can. I know they wanted Jorginho as well. He obviously would have helped in numbers in the midfield, but he probably looked at that squad and said, this team is, I want to just develop the teams I have here. He brought in Laporte in January. I think he's going to be one Pep's going to be trying to push as one of the best defenders as well. Raheem Sterling as well. Once Pep gets him playing well.
Do you know what? He's a frustrating player.
He is. But when Pep gets him playing well, he's brilliant. He's brilliant for me. He's not done it for England, and for that's another debate.
For me, he's a very inconsistent player. He can look absolutely
not for Man City.
I think under Pep he's been brilliant.
He's been brilliant.
For Pep,
I've seen him in a few games, and I've watched him the other night against. Was it the other night he played? And I thought he didn't impress me at all. But we've all got our different opinions. Any more message? Oh wait, any more on that? We'll do it after the call. We'll do it after the call. Yeah. Good evening. Welcome to the Monday Mass Debate. And what's your name, sir?
Jim.
Jim, what can we do for you? What do you want to talk about tonight?
Yeah, I was going to talk about Liverpool. I think Liverpool, they haven't been tested in my opinion. You're going to talk about Spurs was a big test away from home. What I mean by a test is when they go down a goal, what are they going to do? What then? Because they still haven't conceded first. And it reminds me a bit of England in the World Cup. Everyone thought they were playing good and everything, but then when they concede first, they can't do nothing. They can't break the team down. When Liverpool concedes first, I want to see what their reaction is before I start saying that they're title contenders.
He has a very good point now. Yeah, they've not.
I think that's where
they're not being tested. They play. I know what you're saying. Spurs didn't go a goal in front, but that is a good test, isn't it? Tottenham at Wembley, because last year they lost it 4-1, was it? Oh, sorry, I've lost my thing. 4-1, and
that was when Lovren made them stupid mistakes.
But they've improved on that, but I don't know. I mean,
I think that's where someone like Shaqiri comes in, because if you're a goal down, you need someone who can unlock work in tight spaces and unlock defenses. I think Shaqiri was a very good, very wise signing from them because he gives them something different to what they had already with Mane, Firmino, Salah.
Claude, I also want to speak about Arsenal. What do you expect from Arsenal this season? Because me personally, I think we can get top 4, and I think we can challenge for either the FA Cup, League Cup, or Europa League.
I think the Europa League is going to be difficult because there's going to be a lot of good teams coming out of that Champions League. If you look at the sections, there's a lot of drop that could be third, isn't it? In that Champions League, you could have the possibility of who is it that's struggling at the moment? You could have Spurs coming in. You've already got Chelsea in there. You know what I mean? It's even Man City. I mean, they could even fall out of it. I mean, the way they've started. So it's not going to be easy. The league top 4. No, I can't. I'm sorry. I know we're optimistic, but I know we've won 4 on the trot, but we've played very poor. I'm not taking it away from the team, but we have played 4 very poor sides, and we've not exactly whipped them, have we? I mean, Newcastle we made hard work. I think we had Newcastle. There was a 20-minute spell where we turned the game. Yesterday we were for 60 minutes the second best team. And we've not really, and even Cardiff City. I mean, I'm not being funny. Man City whipped them 5-0. We were very lucky to beat them. So I don't know. I don't think defensively we are there yet at the moment. I think we've got a lot of work. It's a work in progress. I nearly said protest, didn't I?
You know what? Used to it. It's made out of.
I've got protest on my mind from last year. No, it's a work in progress. I think I think we'll finish 5th or 6th this year.
You think that alone?
Yeah, I just don't see top 4. I think the other 4 teams for me are a bit ahead of us at the moment. I just can't see it.
I think the top 6 is made out of Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea are in their own little group, and then Tottenham, Arsenal, and Man United are in their own little group. I think we can challenge for 4th with Tottenham and Man United.
Well, let's see how we play against Manchester United and Tottenham, and then I might come back and be more optimistic. But at this present moment, I just feel we're a little bit behind them. But next season could be a better season. I think Mr. Emery needs 2 transfer windows to get this right. I think there's still a lot of players there just not good enough. But that's my opinion.
What do you think of Ozil's work rate?
Well, I'm not. Don't get me started on Ozil. I mean, we could have a debate all night on Ozil. Ozil is a fantastic player when it comes to playing against teams in the lower half of the league, but go away from home against Manchester United and Liverpool, he doesn't appear, or even Man City, Chelsea away, he don't seem to turn up for me, and that's, to me, it's not good enough for a guy that's on 300 grand a week. That's not, but that's my opinion. That's only my opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, you're entitled to that. But against Everton, I thought he worked really hard, like very hard. He put in a lot of good tackles, and he made an interception as well.
Yeah, but he doesn't do it enough, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. If Emery can get him doing that week, even if he doesn't perform good creatively, if he just gives 100%, no one will complain. No one will even say a bad word about him. If he just gives him 100%.
That's what we need from Meza. We need a consistent. We need to be, because he has the talent. He has the talent. He's got the talent there. But if you don't produce the talent, you're not going to get anywhere. Okay, thanks for the call, sir.
Thanks, my man.
Cheers.
Yeah, got a few comments here.
Let's have some comments.
Yeah, so Arsenal 49 says Arsenal have just as much chance as Man United and Tottenham for the top 4. And another guy says, so basically, if a team is in the Premier League, then the possibility is there for them to qualify in any of the top 4 places. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Arsenal should go to half of the title and see where the chips fall.
I don't think it's as easy as that, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's not. In terms of the top 4,
we're nowhere near. We're nowhere near.
I think we'll be closer. I would think we'll be a lot closer to the top 4. I don't. I think we're top 2 now. We're a lot closer to the top 4. I think we'll finish a lot closer to the top 4 this season than we did last. I agree with you. I think we'll finish 5th or 6th. From this season, I'm hoping we can get deep into the Europa League. I want to have another run semi-finals, finals. Emery has a good track record in that competition.
Yeah.
There are some good teams in it, but I don't fear any of the teams that are in it at the moment. As you said, the teams coming out of the Champions League, you never really know.
These teams, I mean, this team we played the other night in the Europa League, I mean, I'm sorry, mate, they're struggling in League Two for me. They were awful, absolutely awful. And I mean, and even then, we did first half an hour. I don't think we weren't that brilliant ourselves.
I think Arsenal will finish in top 4. I do. I do agree that it's between Arsenal, Man United, and Tottenham at the moment. It's still early. It's still early. The things will change very, very quickly, and we'll begin to see a lot more. I said Arsenal at least need to go unbeaten until November. I think the fixtures are good. We've done it for September pretty much now. We've got one more in September.
What's the fixtures? Have you got the fixtures up there?
I'll get them up. We got Watford. We got Watford next week, which I think like I said, I'm not saying we'll win every game, but I think we should go beat it. So we've got Watford next week, then we've got Fulham away the week after. Won't be easy, but
Fulham don't like to defend.
Listen, if we're gonna be getting in top 4, we need to be looking at these games as we need to be trying to win these games. Leicester at home.
Yeah,
that
could be a very tricky. That is a very
depends
tricky
which
game.
Leicester turn up. Yeah, very sometime-ish.
And then Palace away, and that's the last fixture of October. Then we got Liverpool at home. So I think we could win. I think we could realistically win those games.
Then it comes to Liverpool.
Yeah, and then it comes, and then we'll see where Emery is then, because he got drafted with 2 hard fixtures against Man City and Chelsea, and they're always going to be difficult to win your first 2 games.
He didn't start Lacazette against Man City. I don't understand it.
I think
don't understand.
We have to have Lacazette and Aubameyang on the pitch for as many minutes as possible this season.
To me, if you're
we're
playing,
going to need to outscore a lot of teams.
Yeah, another call on the line. I think. Yeah. Good evening and welcome to the Monday Mass Debate. And who am I talking to?
Hello, good evening, Claude. This is Lucian.
Hello, sir. How are you? Right.
All good at work, actually.
Does your boss know?
Yeah, never mind about that.
Yeah.
This is work talking to me, mate. Yeah, so let's go.
Well, it's about top 4 at this moment, and I think it's too early, right?
Everything is too early, but we're just getting the feel of it now at the moment. How do you see it, sir? How do you see it?
I think it's better to talk about Liverpool and City and some other teams at this moment.
Yeah.
Because City, they've done it. They have the bench. They have the coach. Liverpool, they just got the players now. Maybe they have the coach. Let's just say. We are entitled to say that. And the bench is too short, I think. Van Dijk now injured, and another key player injured. I think it's gone. While City, they will rotate 2-3 players on each position.
Yeah, he's got a good point.
It's a big difference. Even if Liverpool is now on top, I think City at this moment are favourites to win the league.
Oh, well, no doubt about it. I mean, at the moment, City have proven they've done it. They've done it last season. Liverpool haven't done it for how long? How many years now?
28
years.
28 years. So, of course, advantage Man City in that respect. But this season could be different. I don't know. I mean, at the moment, they're defending really well, and I think that's one of the big things in title-winning teams is that you get the back door shut. And at the moment, the back door is shut for Liverpool, and they're doing very well. But as you say, it depends how long Van Dijk is out for.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Matip coming at the weekend. Matip's not a bad defender. I'm not saying he's anywhere near Van Dijk's level, but he is a good defender. Gomez is a very good defender. Also, we haven't seen Fabinho at all this season as a DM. So, I mean, they have got options there. So I don't think their bench is as weak as people make it out to be. I mean, it was a lot worse last season. But
you see with Liverpool, it's interesting because I think their bench has got a lot stronger. And if you think about the fact that they bought Alisson, which means that their first keeper last year is now on the bench, or gone out to Turkey if you want to carry us as number 1. And then they've signed, like I said, Fabinho for me will become Liverpool's DM. I think what I've seen of him, he's brilliant defensive midfielder. I think once he gets going, I don't see Henderson coming back into that midfield, especially with Keita there as well. Again, Keita, Shaqiri, Sturridge is back on loan. Gomez is now fit. They've got Solanke in the reserves.
Play well.
Yeah,
that's the thing with Sturridge. Again, obviously, it's if he stays fit, but they don't need him to start. That's the thing with Sturridge. They don't need him to start. You just need him to be there, be around there. I think, like what you said, Shaqiri is a big player for them. I think he could be the guy that just steadies the ship for a few weeks, here and there. He came in last week. Free kick was brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
He was
brilliant for 45 minutes.
And we were surprised that he started. And Milner got dropped for him.
I'm going to ask this question here. Another thing: if Liverpool do not win it this year or don't win anything this year, will Klopp, in your opinion? I mean, I'm going to ask the call in as well in the caller here. Will Klopp survive if he doesn't win anything this season?
Yes, I think he will survive. And he will survive because the team, the players, are in love with him. You remember what happened when Mourinho got dropped from Chelsea? The players kicked him out. Well, in Klopp's case, I think the players will keep this coach at the team. No doubt, 100%. The players will love to play under a Klopp, and they will go stronger and stronger for me.
True. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's funny because Liverpool fans would never want to say that Klopp's got to go because they'll hold on to it because they're playing good football, and I don't think he necessarily deserves to go, but they need to look and say if Klopp's been there for this long, he spent this amount of money, he hasn't succeeded in any competitions he's been in, and this is for me it's harsh, but for me this is his last big chance because if they don't win the league this year, I can't see them ever winning the league under Klopp.
And they play wonderful football. And
I also think it comes down to the manner in which they finish the season. If they finish 12 points behind Man City or something like that, then you got to look at it and say, look, well, you spent all this money, you put a title challenge in, you fell quite far behind. If they lose out by a point or goal difference or something, then you got to say, you know what, have another go. Yeah. But I think Klopp needs to get results. If it's not this season, next season, definitely.
I think they need to be in the top two.
I'm too tired of next season. All I hear from Liverpool fans is next season. Listen, Klopp is a flop, and he ain't going to win the Premier League again.
Well, not even just the Premier League, a trophy. A trophy will do.
I'd have Klopp at Arsenal. I would have Klopp at Arsenal. I wish we'd have got him a few years ago, actually. I like him. I like him. I think he gets a lot out of his.
He wouldn't have had that money to spend, though.
Hey?
He wouldn't have had that money to spend.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think he also get that extra yard out of these players. He's that affectionate.
He just needs another extra yard to win a trophy.
I think a chance for any team to win the Premier League stays in Guardiola to leave City. I think so. If Guardiola wins Champions League this season and maybe the title as well. In 1 year, he might say, "Okay, I'm going to go somewhere else to win. Win it all in that country, or who knows, or a national team." He needs a challenge. This guy needs a challenge every time. So if Guardiola leaves City, open for everyone.
Yeah, I tell you what would be a challenge. Come and win something with Arsenal.
Yeah,
that'd be a lovely challenge.
That'd be harsh on Emery, innit? Let's not get rid of Emery already,
But for Pep,
maybe he will come at Tottenham.
No,
we don't want that.
Thanks for your call.
See you later. Take care. I don't want to. I'm getting rid of you now. I'm getting rid of you. You really upset me now saying that. All the best, mate. All the best.
That's really.
All right, mate. Cheers, mate.
Thanks
bye.
Cheers.
Have a good night.
Right. Before we go, any more comments coming in? Any?
A couple of comments. I think I'm getting a bit of stick because Liverpool fans don't like me right now.
Yeah, you can't do that, man. Can't do that.
I mean, they're saying the narrative coming from the rival fans that Liverpool fans want to compete for the league and not finish double digits behind City. I mean, they're saying that we're the haters toward Liverpool. I mean, if Liverpool had the trophies behind them to talk, then I wouldn't hate on them. This is the thing, Man City. If a Man City fan here said, "No, we're good enough to win the league," I can't say nothing about it. They dominated the league last year. For Liverpool are playing brilliant, and I'm putting my hands up and saying Liverpool are playing magnificent, but they haven't gone the extra step. And Arsenal won the Premier League since they won the Premier League. You know what I mean? They haven't won the Premier League. They haven't won it for 28 years. I just want Liverpool fans just to calm down a bit. Once you win stuff, then we can have this conversation. Play good football, that's cool. But win trophies.
Why is it when you question a Liverpool fan or Liverpool's credentials, you're a hater? Why is that the case?
They get so defensive.
Why am I a hater? Because I'm not entirely sure that you're going to win the league. That doesn't make sense.
Exactly. That's all it is. Literally, this whole debate, we've been calm. I've not said anything about Liverpool. 2 minutes, I just had a little thing, and all of a sudden,
but the worst of
everyone's
of that on Twitter are the Arsenal fans. Alan Shearer makes a comment which is perfectly right to say that we're not ready and we're not good enough yet. Oh, you got an agenda. You got an agenda.
Yeah.
The worst. The worst are the Arsenal. The Arsenal fan base is the worst.
Brilliant.
It's always an agenda.
Yeah.
When someone says anything about Arsenal, like Jason Cundy said the other night about Mesut Ozil, which I totally agree with him. Oh, you got was it that idiot DT? He goes on. Yeah, what did you do in your career? What did you do in your career? What does it matter what he done in his career if he makes a point? Yeah.
But to be fair, you can't take him serious. Have you seen his shoes? Jason Cundy. Can't take him serious, man. Have a look at his shoes online.
Yeah, I see them.
Can't take him serious,
the red
man.
ones.
You can't talk that kind of stuff and have those shoes on, bro.
Anyway, gonna wrap it up, boys. Thanks for coming on.
Anytime, buddy.
Right, it's been brilliant tonight. Thanks to all you callers tonight, and good night, everyone.
Nice one, man. Cheers. See you later. They're going nuts.
Real fan opinions brought to you by Wash and Go.